Not read fast, but start fast. Yeah. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Magnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Svaparantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapatakalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrijatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savarutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bando Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kantha Radha Kanta Namostute तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषाभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासरि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Reborn. So today we start a new chapter.
Prabhu, Hare Paul, can I ask a quick question?
Hare Krishna, yes, Prabhu.
When you recite those verses you just did, should I just listen or should I also say the mantras out loud at the same time when you do it?
Either is good because when you say it, you're at the same time listening, of course. So
okay,
either way you do, you're listening anyway. So it's you can recite also, so you learn it's like better. So that's also
okay. Thank you.
Jai Shri
Hare
Prabhu.
Paul.
Okay, who wants to read the first text number 1?
Can I?
Yes, Prabhu. Haribol.
Okay, thank you. Sri Bhagavan. Okay, Sri Bhagavan Vata. Bhuya evam mahabaho vinume paramam vacha yatteham priyamanaya bhaktyami takam yayata. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, said, Bhuya, again, Eva, certainly, Mahabaho, Almighty Arm, Shrinu, just hear, me, my, Paramam, Supreme, Vajaha, information, that which te, to you, Aham, I, Priyamanaya, thinking you, dear to me, Vakshyami, say, Itakam Yaya, for your benefit. Translation. Supreme Lord said, my dear friend, mighty arm, listen again to my super word. I shall impart to you for your benefit and future praise God. Therefore, the word paramam is explained thus by Parasharamu, one who is full in six opulences, who has full strength, full fame, wealth, knowledge, beauty, and enunciation is paramam, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. While Krishna was present on this earth, he displayed all six opulences. Therefore, great sages like Parashara have all accepted Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now Krishna is instructing Arjuna in more confidential knowledge of his opulences of this world. Previously, beginning with the 7th chapter, the Lord already explained different energies, how they are acting. Now in this chapter, he explains the specific opulences. In the previous chapter, he has clearly explained the different energies to establish devotion in terms of each. Again, in this chapter, he tells Arjuna about the manifestation and various opulences. The more one hears about the Supreme God, the more one becomes fixed in devotion and service. One should always hear about the Lord and the association of devotees that will enhance one's devotion and service. discourses in the society of devotees can take place only among those who are really anxious to be Krishna conscious. Others cannot take part in such discourses. The Lord clearly tells Arjuna that because he is very dear to him, for his benefit, such discourses are place. Thank you. Should I continue or let
Yes,
someone
Prabhu.
else? Yeah. Oh, okay.
You can read one more. But yeah, this end part of the purport, this is amazing. Because here it is explained clearly. This part especially.
The more one, more.
And this also, the devotee association.
Oh, yes, especially that.
And this also, this was a nice point, that discourses in the society of devotees can take place only among those who are really anxious to be in Krishna consciousness. Others cannot take part in such discourses.
And what does discourse mean?
It means like conversation, keskustelu.
Oh, good. Oh, all right. Text Name Vidu Suragana Prabhavam Nama Harshaya Maham Adir Devanam Maharshinam Jasarvasa Na never may my Vidu knows Suragana demigods Prabhavam opulence Na never Maharshaya great sages Aham I am Adihi the origin, he certainly Devanam of the demigods, Maharshina of the great sages, Ja also, Sarvashaha, in all respects. Translation: neither the hosts of demigods nor the great sages know my origin, for in every respect I am the source of the demigods. I don't understand that. I'm sorry, that neither the hosts of demigods, but he is the host of the demigod, Krishna himself.
I think Lord Brahma is the host of demigods. And
oh, okay, yes. Now I get it. Purport, as stated in the Brahma Samhita, Lord Krishna is the Supreme Lord. No one is greater than him. He is the cause of all causes. Here it is also stated by the Lord personally that he is the cause of all the demigods and sages. Even the demigods and great sages cannot understand Krishna. They can understand neither his name nor his personality. So what is the position of the so-called scholars of this time frame? No one can understand why the Supreme God came to earth as an ordinary human being to execute such commonplace and yet wonderful activity. One should know then that scholarship is not the qualification necessary to understand Krishna. Even the demigods and the great sages have tried to understand Krishna by their mental speculation. They have failed to do so. The Srimad Bhagavatam also this clearly says that even the great demigods are not able to understand God. They can speculate with the limits of their imperfect senses, with the opposites and something not manifested by the spiritual experience, or they can imagine something by mental. It is not possible to understand Krishna by such foolish speculation. Here the Lord indirectly says that if anyone wants to know the absolute truth, here I am present as Supreme Personality of Godhead. I am the Supreme. One should know this. Although one cannot understand the inconceivable Lord who is personally present, he nonetheless exists. We can actually understand Krishna, who is eternal, full of bliss and knowledge, simply by studying his words in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. The impersonal Brahma can be conceived by persons who are already the interior energy of the Lord, but the personality of Godhead cannot be conceived unless one is in the transcendental position. Because most men cannot understand Krishna in his actual situation. Out of his causeless mercy, he descends to show favor to such. Yet, despite the Supreme Lord's activity, he speculate with beautiful definition period. Still think the three personal powers supreme. And the devotees will all fully surrender. Understand by the grace of the Supreme Personality, please, devotees of the Lord do not bother about God. Their faith and devotion bring them to surrender out of the possibilities. They can understand Krishna. No one else can understand. So even great sages, what is the Supreme? It is He. Thank you, Prabhu. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Okay, verse 3. Yomam ajam anadim cha vettim lokamaheshwaram asammuda samartyesu sarva papa pramuchyate. Yaha anyone, mam, unto, me, ajam, unborn, anadim, without beginning, cha, also, veti, knows, loka, the planets, maheshwaram, supreme master, asammuda, without doubt, saha, he, martyesu, among those subject to death, sarva papai, from all sinful reactions, pramuchyate, is delivered. Translation. He who knows me as the unborn, as the beginningless, as the supreme lord of all the worlds, he, undeluded among men, is freed from all sins. Purport. As stated in the 7th chapter, those who are trying to elevate themselves to the platform of spiritual realizations are not ordinary men. They are superior to millions and millions of ordinary men who have no knowledge of spiritual realization. But out of those actually trying to understand their spiritual situation, one who can come to the understanding that Krishna is the Supreme Person of Godhead, the proprietor of everything, the unborn, is the most successful spiritually realized person. In that stage only, when one has fully understood Krishna's supreme position, can one be free completely from all sinful reactions. Here the word ajam, meaning unborn, should not be confused with the living entities, who are described in the 2nd chapter as ajam. The Lord is different from the living entities who are taking birth and dying due to material attachment. The conditional souls are changing their bodies, but his body is not changeable. Even when he comes to this material world, he comes as the same unborn. Therefore, in the 4th chapter, it is said that the Lord, by his internal potency, is not under the inferior material energy, but is always in the superior energy. He was existing before the creation, and he is different from his creation. All the demigods were created within this material world, but as far as Krishna is concerned, it is said that he is not created. Therefore, Krishna is different even from the great demigods like Brahma and Shiva, and because he is the creator of Brahma and Shiva and all the other demigods, he is the supreme person of all planets. Sri Krishna is therefore different from everything that is created, and anyone who knows him as such immediately becomes liberated from all sinful reaction. One must be liberated from all sinful activities to be in the knowledge of the Supreme Lord. Only by devotional service can he be known, and not by any other means, as stated in Bhagavad Gita. One should not try to understand Krishna as a human being, as stated previously. Only a foolish person thinks him to be a human being. This is again expressed here in a different way. A man who is not foolish, who is intelligent enough to understand the constitutional position of the Godhead, is always free from all sinful reactions. If Krishna is known as the son of Devaki, then how can he be unborn? That is also explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. When he appeared before Devaki and Vasudeva, he was not born as an ordinary child. He appeared in his original form, and then he transformed himself into an ordinary child. Anything done under the direction of Krishna is transcendental. It cannot be contaminated by the material reactions, which may be auspicious or inauspicious. The conception that there are things auspicious and inauspicious in the material world is more or less a mental concussion, because there is nothing auspicious in the material world. Everything is inauspicious because the very material mask is inauspicious. We simply imagine it to be auspicious. Real auspiciousness depends on activities in Krishna consciousness, in full devotion and service. Therefore, if we at all want our activities to be auspicious, then we should work under the directions of the Supreme Lord. Such directions are given in the authoritative scriptures such as Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. or from a bona fide spiritual master. Because the spiritual master is the representative of the Supreme Lord, his direction is directly the direction of the Supreme Lord. The spiritual masters, saintly persons, and scriptures direct in the same way. There is no contradiction in these three sources. Sadhu, Sastra, Guru. And all actions done under such direction are free from the reactions of pious or impious activities of this material world. The transcendental attitude of the devotee in the performance of activities is actually that of renunciation, and this is called sannyas. Anyone acting under the direction of the Supreme Lord is actually a sannyasi and a yogi, and not the man who has simply taken the dress of the sannyasi or a pseudo yogi. Haribol. Okay, who wants to read the next one? Jani Prabhu, can you read? Or Vivek Prabhu?
Okay.
You can read also.
Okay. No problem. Who wants to read? You can read. Like new devotees is there. They can read.
Yet, let's see. If no one wants to read, then you can read, Prabhu.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavata Pranam. Can I read?
Continue.
Yes, Prabhu. Anyone can read. You can just start.
Buddhi Jnanam Asammoha Sama Satam Dhamma Sama Sukham Dukham Bhavo Bhayam Chabhayam Eva Cha Ahimsa Samato Tustis Tapo Danam Jaso Bhavanti Bhavo Bhutaram Matta Eva Prithak Vidha Buddhi intelligence Jnanam knowledge Asam Moho, freedom from doubt. Sama, forgiveness. Sattam, truthfulness. Dhamma, control of senses. Sama, control of the mind. Sukham, happiness. Dukham, distress. Bhava, birth. Abhava, death. Bhayam, fear. Cha, also abhayam, without fear. Eva, also. Cha, and ahimsa, non-violence. Samota, equilibrium. Tushti, satisfaction. Tapa, penance, Danam, charity, Yasa, fame, Ajasya, infamy, Avanti, become, Bhava, natures, Bhutanam, of living entities, Matta, from me, Eva, suddenly, Prithak, Vidha, differently arranged, intelligence, knowledge, freedom from doubt and delusion, forgiveness, truthfulness, self-control and calmness, pleasure and pain, birth, death, fear, fearlessness, non-violence, equanimity, satisfaction, austerity, charity, fame, infamy are created by me alone. Harvard, the different qualities of living entities, be they good or bad, are all created by Krishna, and they are described here. Intelligence refers to the power of analyzing things in proper perspective, and knowledge refers to understanding what is spirit and what is matter. Ordinary knowledge obtained by a university education pertains only to matter, and it is not accepted here as knowledge. Knowledge means knowing the distinction between spirit and matter. In modern education, there is no knowledge about the spirit. They are simply taking care of material elements and bodily needs. Therefore, academic knowledge is not complete. Asammoha, freedom from doubt and delusion, can be achieved when one is not hesitant and when he understands the transcendental philosophy. Slowly but surely, he becomes free from bewilderment. Nothing should be accepted blindly. Everything should be accepted with care and with caution. Sama, forgiveness should be practiced, and one should excuse the minor offenses of others. Satyam, truthfulness, means the fact should be presented as they are for the benefit of others. Facts should not be misrepresented. According to social conventions, it is said that one can speak the truth only when it is palatable to others, but that is not truthfulness. The truth should be spoken in a straight and forward way, so that others will understand actually what the facts are. Yes, Prabhuji. So there is many people are saying why we criticizing these bogus gurus. So it must be needed because that is the truthfulness.
Yes, Prabhu.
Whatever the situation we need to speak.
Yes, Prabhu.
If, if a man is a thief and if people are warned that he is a thief, that is truth. Although sometimes the truth is unpalatable, one should not refrain from speaking it. Truthfulness demands that the facts that we presented as they are for the benefit of others. That is the definition of truth. Self-control means that senses should not be used for unnecessary personal enjoyment. There is no prohibition against meeting the proper needs of the senses, but unnecessary sense enjoyment is detrimental for spiritual advancement. Therefore, the senses should be restrained from unnecessary use. Similarly, the mind should not indulge in unnecessary thoughts. That is called sama or calmness. Nor should one spend one's time pondering over earning money. That is a misuse of the thinking power. The mind should be used to understand the prime necessity of human beings, and that should be presented authoritatively. The power of thought should be developed in association with persons who are authorities in the scripture, saintly persons and spiritual masters, and those whose thinking is highly developed. Those whose thinking is highly developed. Sukham, pleasure, or happiness should always be in that which is favorable for the cultivation of the spiritual knowledge of Krishna consciousness. And similarly, that which is painful or which causes distress is that which is unfavorable for the cultivation of Krishna consciousness. Anything favorable for the development of Krishna consciousness should be accepted, and anything unfavorable should be rejected. Bhava should be understood to refer to the body. As far as the soul is concerned, there is neither birth nor death that we have discussed in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita. Birth and death apply to one's embodiment in the material world. Fear is due to worrying about the future. A person in Krishna consciousness has no fear because by his activity he is sure to go back to the spiritual sky, back home, back to Godhead. This proves like so when we like progress in Krishna consciousness or we totally dedicate our life, this fear thing go away.
Yes, Prabhu.
We have like so much
Yeah.
fear in our
Yeah,
daily
here
life.
it's explained that fear is due to worrying about the future. So then one knows what the future
Yes,
is. Why should he fear then?
yes. Basically, I very much suffering with this thing. So
Yes,
I
Prabhu.
I
Yes. Yes, many
feeling
people
this thing.
suffer with this fear, and it will gradually lessen. But of course, it's really high stage to be completely out of fear. One should then
Yes,
one is already a kind of pure devotee because he's
and
sure,
that yes, yes. That is
but
like
it will lessen a
Paramahamsa
lot
stage.
because before
We
I
are
used to be
neophyte.
really fearful
Yes.
also, but now it has lessened. It's not so strong anymore.
Hmm.
Prabhu, but the if we do the present situation, it depends on that future, no, Prabhu. How we can uh, uh, without thinking we can do anything like that. Like if few like if we do present what we do, the next future will be develop like that. We think so. How how we can be fear out, like out of the fear, like worrying about if like if we didn't mean sorry if what we say, if we didn't think of future, then like the fear will like future sorry, I can't speak like English that much. Uh, like
Vivek Prabhuji, you can speak in Hindi. I can understand. You can speak Hindi.
okay, I am all that not that good Hindi. Like I am in Karnataka, it's like
Oh,
Kannada.
okay.
But like I am,
I cannot
I
understand.
used to tell that if like present you are doing like work, some work that will be we think that will be our future, like
Mm.
like that. Okay, if without thinking future, how we can be do work like Prabhu now present.
Which verse is this? Because this is just a mind speculation. Yeah, see this. Because this we cannot know anything about the future, so
Yes, Prabhu.
it's always just speculation. So that is the mind wandering. So here it is explained what one should do, that from wherever the mind wanders due to its flickering and unsteady nature, one must certainly withdraw it and bring it back to under the control of the self. And for us, this means chanting, because
Oh, okay.
and when one focuses on the sadhana, his daily sadhana, then it's all chanting, everything is included. So the daily sadhana is the most important. Then every time when the mind, when one notices that the mind is wandering somewhere, then through chanting, he can easily bring it back to Krishna.
Hmm.
But
Like
but
for
we
example, Prabhu, we think that if I study now in the my like I will write exam nicely and I get marks like that. Like we can predict future now, Prabhu.
We can actually, like, we cannot predict the future, but
Like not fully, Prabhu, but we can think like that, no, Prabhu. If I study now, I can write like I can write exam like that. The future,
yes, Prabhu. But that's also
but
depends, because even
But
if,
that, Prabhuji, according to your karma,
yes,
you
Prabhu.
can just try. What your result will come, that is according to your prarabdha, according to your karma. That is, you
okay.
can't say that that's Krishna also said na, that you just do your work. Don't the karma fall, you just give up. That will come according to your karma.
Yes,
You
Prabhu.
just do your prescribed duty, thing like that.
Mhm. Yes, Prabhu. Okay.
but but don't we always think about future somehow? Like before we act, like tomorrow I will read like
Yes,
Bhagavad
Prabhu.
Gita or yes. So it's always there is that planning or
Yeah.
something.
But yeah, but for a pure devotee, he doesn't do like material plans anymore. Then he's just planning on how to serve. But
Oh, okay. Mhm.
But
Okay,
Prabhuji,
So
Prabhu.
the
this fear thing, this generally comes like who are like we are so much materially attached.
yeah,
So we are thinking that in future, like somebody may take our position, somebody coming to harm us. So these are creating fear in our mind, right?
yes,
At
Prabhu.
least I faced this type of things. I suffered, very much suffered by these type of thoughts. So
Yes, Prabhu. With chanting, this will go away.
Yes, Prabhu, exactly.
yeah,
But
and the
yes,
fear of
we think that
death is
we
like
think that I will do like this, I will do like that, it will go. But the real fact is that chanting this Hare Krishna mantra, all will clear.
Yes, Prabhu, because the mind will always make plans. Even if you try to stop the mind making plans, because of the modes of material nature, it will always make some ideas and plans. And this is the process called thinking, feeling, and willing. Mind is always doing some, accepting something and rejecting something, and by this, it's making new plans. And then it's thinking something, then it's feeling that idea, and sometimes we accept it, and then
and And Prabhuji, like Nivai Nitai Prabhu is saying that we also cannot, like some Paramahansa stage, like give up all material activities and join full time. So these are also not possible ways.
Yes,
So
Prabhu.
these will create havoc some another
Yeah.
time.
Okay, let's continue.
Yeah. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes. Sorry for the disturbance, Prabhu.
No,
Like
Prabhu.
you have to go. You
No,
said that
no
you have to go.
disturbance. Very enlightening. Very good. A person in Krishna consciousness has no fear because by his activities he is sure to go back to the spiritual sky, back to home, back to Godhead. Therefore, his future is very bright. Others, however, do not know what their future holds. They have no knowledge of what the next life holds. So they are therefore in constant anxiety. If we want to get free from anxiety, then the best course is to understand Krishna and be situated always in Krishna consciousness. In that way, we will be free from all fear. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated that fear is caused by our absorption in the illusory energy. But those who are free from the illusory energy, those who are confident that they are not the material body, that they are spiritual parts of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and are therefore um, engaged in the transcendental service of the Supreme Godhead, have nothing to fear. Rosie, like here I want to say something. Like I personally, like after studied Prabhupada's book and everything, that we are not this body, we are soul or something. Like we are understanding these things, but again we are absorbing in the bodily thoughts. So we are like totally like neophyte stage
Yes, Prabhu.
people. So just our like knowledge, but we cannot like grasp these things actually as it is. Like
Yeah.
totally like we are soul, we still cannot believe these things.
Yes, Prabhu.
We're just reading or something like that.
Yeah, because
So
we have been actually doing these things for billions of lives, so it's hard to accept something other. Because have you have been learning all these things so many lives over and over again, and then learning some other thing, it's hard to accept it. But these
yes,
habits will go away eventually.
yes, their future is very bright. This fear is a condition of persons who are not in Krishna consciousness. Bhayam, fearlessness is only possible for one is in Krishna consciousness. Ahimsa, non-violence, means that one should not do anything which will put others into misery or confusion. Material activities that are promised by so many politicians, sociologists, philanthropists, etc., do not produce very good results because the politician and philanthropist have no transcendental vision. They do not know what is actually beneficial for human society. Ahimsa means that people should be trained in such a way that the full utilization of the human body can be achieved. The human body is meant for spiritual realization. So any movement or any commissions which do not further that end commit violence on the human body, that which furthers the future spiritual happiness of the people in general is called non-violence. Samatha equanimity refers to freedom from attachment and aversion. To be very much attached or to be very much detached is not the best. This material world should be accepted without attachment or aversion. Similarly, that which is favorable for prosecuting Krishna consciousness should be accepted. That which is unfavorable should be rejected. That is called samatha, equanimity. A person in Krishna consciousness has nothing to reject and nothing to accept unless it is useful in the prosecution of Krishna consciousness. Yes, Prabhuji, like here I once listened from a Srila Prabhupada's purport, exactly where I cannot remember that this Mayavadi, their renunciation style is they reject everything, but we people, what is useful for Krishna, we use that thing. We just don't reject.
Yes,
So here Prabhupada explained somewhere some term I also read Jukto Vairagya or something like that.
yes,
That we used everything which is useful for Krishna service. But
Yeah.
Mayavadi, they reject everything.
Yeah, they
And they
try.
call that is false renunciation. Tushti, satisfaction, means that one should not be eager to gather more and more material goods by unnecessary activity. One should be satisfied with whatever is obtained by the grace of the Supreme Lord. That is called satisfaction. Tapas means austerity or penance. There are many rules and definitions in the Vedas which apply here, like rising early in the morning and taking a bath. Sometimes it is very troublesome to rise early in the morning, but whatever voluntarily trouble one may suffer in this way is called penance. Similarly, there are prescriptions for fasting on certain days of the month. One may not be inclined to practice such fasting, but because of his determination to make advancement in the science of Krishna consciousness, he should accept such bodily troubles which are recommended. However, one should not fast unnecessarily or against Vedic injunctions. One should not fast for some political purpose. That is, he is talking about Gandhi, I think. That is described in Bhagavad Gita as fasting in ignorance, and anything done in ignorance or passion does not lead to spiritual advancement. Everything done in the mode of goodness does advance one. However, and fastings done in terms of the Vedic injunctions enriches one in spiritual knowledge. As far as charity is concerned, one should give 50% of his earnings to some good cause. And what is a good cause? It is that which is conducted in terms of Krishna consciousness. That is not only a good cause, but it is a best cause, because Krishna is good, his cause is also good. Thus, charity should be given to a person who is engaged in Krishna consciousness. So, Prabhuji, like here, I want to say something. Like I said or expressed this to Sundar Gopal Prabhu. I joined one Ishtapushti session that I gave to money to some of my friends, so they some buying some chicken or eating something. So that is a very bad thing. What Prabhuji said. So after that, I totally stopped to giving money to anyone.
Yes, Prabhu.
So it is very dangerous.
Yeah.
According to Vedic literature, it is enjoined that charity should be given to the Brahmanas. This practice is still followed, although not very nicely in terms of the Vedic injunction, but still the injunction is that charity should be given to the Brahmanas. Why? Because they are engaged in higher cultivation of spiritual knowledge. A Brahmana is supposed to devote his whole life to understanding Brahman. A Brahmo Jana is one who knows Brahman, who is called a Brahmana. Thus, charity is offered to the Brahmanas because since they are always engaged in higher spiritual service, they have no time to earn their livelihood. In the Vedic literature, charity is also to be awarded to the renouncer of life, the sannyasi. The sannyasis beg from door to door, not for money, but for missionary purpose. The system is that they go from door to door to awaken the householders from the slumber of ignorance. Because the householders are engaged in family affairs and have forgotten their actual purpose in life. Awakening their Krishna consciousness, it is the business of sannyasi to go as beggars to the householders and encourage them to the Krishna consciousness. As it is said in the Vedas, one should awake and achieve what is due him in this human form of life. This knowledge and method is distributed by the sannyasis. Hence, charity is to be given to the renouncer of life, to the brahmanas, and similar good causes, not to any whimsical cause. Yasa fame should be according to Lord Chaitanya, who said that a man is famous when he is known as a great devotee. That is real fame. If one has become a great man in Krishna consciousness and it is known, then he is truly famous. One who does not have such fame is infamous. All these qualities are manifest throughout the universe in human society and in the society of the demigods. There are many forms of humanity on other planets. and these qualities are there. Now, for one who wants to advance in Krishna consciousness, Krishna creates all these qualities, but the person develops them himself from within. One who engages in the devotional service of the Supreme Lord develops all the good qualities as arranged by the Supreme Lord. Of whatever we find good or bad, the origin is Krishna. Nothing can manifest in the material world which is not Krishna. That is knowledge. Although we know that things are differently situated, we should realize that everything flows from Krishna. Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavata Pranam. Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Haribo.
Hare
Okay, now
Krishna.
let's read
Thank you,
6 as the
Prabhu.
commentary. चेतो दर्पणमार्जनं भवमः दावाग्निर्वापनं श्रेयः कैरवचन्द्रिका वितरणं विद्यावादुजीवनम् आनन्दं बुद्धिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतस्वादनं सर्वात्मा स्नपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्णसङ्कीर्तनम्
नाम्नामकारि बहुधा निज सर्वशक्ति सत्रार्पिता नियमिता स्मरणेन कालाये तादृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि दुर्दैवं मीदृशं हैजनीननुग्रहा
त्रिनादपि सुनिचेन तलोरपि सहिष्णुना अमानिना मानदेन कीर्तनीया सदा हरि
न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां न जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवत्तत् भुक्तिरहेतुकी त्वयि
हैनन्दतनुजा किङ्करं पतितां मां विषमे भवाम्बुधौ कृपया तव पादपङ्कजा स्थितधूलिसदृशं विचिन्तय
नयनं गतलशूर्धराया वदनं गद्गदा हृदया गिरा पुलकिर्निचिन्तं वपु कदा तव नामग्रहणे भविष्यति
युगायितं निमेषेण चक्षुषा प्लविषायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दविरहेण मे
Ashlishyavapadaratam pinastumam atarshanan marmahatam karotu va yata tatava vidagatulam pato matprananatas sa evana para.
Ribo. Translation. Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the hearts of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. The Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious.
O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and those you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them.
One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly.
O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth.
O son of Maharaj Nanda, Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet.
O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love, flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name?
O
Oh,
Govinda,
Govinda.
feeling,
Go on, Prabhu.
feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrent of rain, and I'm feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. Thank you, Prabhu.
I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his grace, or makes me broken heart by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worst reward, unconditionally.
Ribo, Sri Siksastakam ki jai. Okay, now let's read the 10 offenses. The 10 offenses to the holy name. 1. To blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord.
To consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu.
3. To disobey the orders of the spiritual master.
4. To blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in Persian, the Vedic version.
To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination.
6.1. To give some interpretation to the holy name of Lord.
To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name.
8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, karma kanda.
9.
To instruct the faceless person about the glories of the holy name. Sorry, Prabhu.
Okay, bro, no problem. 10th, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachments. Even after understanding so many instructions on this matter, it is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. If every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success. Krishna Prema. Haribol.
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah.
Jai Nityananda
Haribol.
ki jai, Sri
Jai.
Jai.
ki jai, Sri Prabhupada ki jai,
Jai.
Prema Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Hari Bol.